Good morning, I'm Isaiah Jacob with your sports update. Yesterday, Ohio State went to the Big House and rolled to a 27-9 win over the 19th-ranked Michigan Wolverines. Julian Sand threw for 233 yards and 3 touchdowns. Bo Jackson had 117 yards on the ground, and in his return, Carnell Tate added 82 yards in his score. Elsewhere in college football, championship weekend is locked in for the SEC. Alabama will face off against Georgia. In the ACC, Virginia will take on Duke. The Big 12, Texas Tech versus BYU, and for the Big 10, the Buckeyes will take on Indiana. In other news, sources told ESPN yesterday that the expectation is LSU will hire Lane Kiffin away from Ole Miss sometime today. A source cautioned that the deal was not signed as of late last night, but added that it would be a shock if he didn't sign it. In the NFL today, the Browns will host San Francisco as rookie quarterback Shedeur Sanders gets his second start at 1 p.m. Breaking sports news when it happens on the Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Your boss won't listen to you. Your spouse doesn't listen to you. Your kids barely know you're alive. But here at The Fan, we love and appreciate you.
Just when we learn to appreciate what a huge wussy you are.
This is the show for the people, by the people. It's The Fan Call-In Show.
Presented by the ESPN Bet Sportsbook inside Hollywood Casino Columbus.
Here are the leaders of the Lunatic Fringe, Scotty Vegas and Ryan Baker.
Now all they have to do is take a knee and take the victory back to Ohio and Columbus. Outstanding performance by this Ohio State football team. It's taken a while, 4 years, since they've been able to enjoy a victory over Michigan.
They're going to have some offensive players get behind Julian Sand as we have 40 seconds and counting on the fourth quarter clock. This will end a losing streak that has been a big shadow over the Ohio State program. Sand under center, takes the snap, takes the knee. And that's going to do it. Ohio State defeats Michigan 27-9, finishing the regular season undefeated and headed to the Big Ten championship game to meet the Indiana Hoosiers as a gateway to the college football playoff once again. The final score, 27-9, Ohio State over Michigan. This is the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
It was over well before that, but that was the final moments. 6 years gone. Pain of losing to that team. And now Ohio State, for the first time in 5 years, gets a chance to play for that Big Ten championship. I don't know if that's a blessing or not, quite frankly, but whenever you're the Buckeyes and you can say you were the best in the Big Ten, regardless, that is a good thing. I think we can all take a big sigh of relief. We can let the pressure out. It felt so good to be a Buckeye yesterday.
And I got goosebumps there listening to Paul. That was a special, special day. There's so many things to love about yesterday, and we're going to get into it. And the phone number here, this is your show. This is the Fan Call-In Show. The number, 614-821-9710. We're going to take the entire hour and party with you on this Sunday morning. 614-821-9710. Give us your thoughts from the game yesterday. Favorite thing, favorite moment, favorite play, favorite whatever. And then look forward, too, right? Because there's everything to play for. Big Ten championship next weekend. Heisman Trophy on the line. Julian Sand versus Fernando Mendoza. One of those two is going to win the Heisman Trophy, and it's going to be decided next Saturday night. That's going to be incredible. How about the fact that then looking forward to the college football playoff? A week from today, we will find out that playoff bracket. So everything, this next 6 weeks, this is why that 12-team playoff is just such a beautiful thing, too, is there's just so much excitement watching these college football games yesterday. After the Ohio State game, I'm watching all these other games, looking and thinking about teams that are going to make the bracket, and, is this team going to find their way in? And then watching Alabama and Auburn and that matchup. And it's just the best time of year when you got rivalry weekend, and then these next 6 weeks are just going to be incredible, Ryan.
I just want to talk about yesterday, quite frankly. I don't care about looking ahead to the future. I don't care about next week. I mean, I do, right? But right now, I don't care about Ohio State, Indiana. I don't care who the 12th team in a 12-team playoff is, because they're not winning it anyway.
James Madison.
I don't care about that. I just want to talk about yesterday. And Scotty, it was very weird Like, I was nervous all week. This is always a nervy week for me as a kid that grew up in the 90s. And then the last 4 years happened because you had 20 years where you dominated.
Yep.
And you kind of lost a little bit of that. And it's one of the things about being a Buckeye fan, quite frankly, that's great, is you're spoiled. Ohio State has been so damn good for so long, and they dominated Michigan for those 20 years, and you got a little spoiled. The last 4 years brought those 90s nerves back a little bit, and it was really weird because I had a lot of nerves leading up to the game, even yesterday morning. But once the game started, I lost all those nerves. And even when Jordan Marshall ripped off that big run and Michigan had a decent drive to start, and then Julian throws the pick, like, there was part of me that was laughing inside, like, really? But I was calm. Like, that defense, there's something about this Ohio State defense that just, there's no way they were going to lose that game when we got into the game, in my opinion. And I don't know what it was. It was really weird. I was nervous all week, and then once the game started, I was totally calm.
Bryce Underwood, Michigan's big money quarterback, 8 for 18, 63 yards passing, and an interception. And, we can talk about that, but more so, let's talk about the Ohio State defense. Like, when Ohio State, you mentioned how Michigan got off to that early start. You had the interception from Julian Sayin, and you hold Michigan to a field goal there. And I thought that was such a humongous difference. If Michigan starts that game 10-0, it's a totally different feel than it being 6-0. Because you're right, I wasn't nervous at 6-0 because I thought, oh gosh, this offense is going to get going. I'm not that concerned. But if that had been an opening touchdown and Michigan gets up 14-0 or 10-0, it's a totally different feel. Now, going back to the feel of the rivalry, I remember last year sitting in the car on the way home in traffic in such despair. I took my kid, 9-year-old, to his first ever OSU football game, and it was an OSU-Michigan game, thinking it was going to be a dominating win. And then the despair that we felt in the car on the way home. And then you think about yesterday, where just the absolute elation that we all felt, and I was at the casino watching with hundreds of our friends, and it was just high-fiving and hugging and smiling, and it was just one of those great days, right? So to go from the lowest of the low 365 days ago to the highest of the highs yesterday was just a special thing, and that's what makes this rivalry so incredible, because each year on that day, you're either going to go through the lowest of the lows or you're going to go through the highest of the highs. Thankfully, yesterday, we got the highest of the highs, Ryan.
We did. It was awesome. And Ohio State handled their business like they always did.
Yeah.
You felt like the game was not even as close as it was, quite frankly. And Ohio State wins 27-9, but I feel like they could have won by whatever score they wanted to yesterday. 614-821-9710 is the phone number. There's also the YouTube chat as well.
And I want to make this announcement, too. We got new prizes for today.
Oh, really?
And those prizes happen to be T-shirts of Beat TTUN shirts 27.9. They're from our friends from Breaking Tea.
Nice.
They sent me a bunch of shirts to give away on the show today. So we will give those away. And I have a couple Saying for Heisman shirts to give out.
All right. Well, let's get to it. 614-821-9710 is the number to call. Let's go out to Jeremiah. Jeremiah, good morning. Happy Beat Michigan Sunday.
Woo.
Ain't that the truth? All right is restored in the world.
That's right.
I wanted to open with you guys, and he's my guy. Oh, Captain, my captain. I love to see Ennis with the touchdown yesterday.
Yeah, Brendan Ennis has stepped up big time here.
Yep.
For Ohio State down the stretch. When Jeremiah and Carnell Tate was out or were out, he was kind of like a warm blanket, right? He didn't have crazy stats, but he was just a guy that Julian could dump the ball to underneath and get it to when they needed a big third down. It was nice to see Brandon Ennis get in the end zone yesterday.
Oh, and the consistency. I like what you say about being a warm blanket because he has been the consistency. He has brought the consistency, and game in and game out, he makes big catches. So, yes, congratulations for an incredible game for him as well. And across the board, let's talk quickly about Julian Sayin before we get to a couple more calls. Because Sayin comes out and throws that pick, right? And so it's like, what are the nerves like? And then from that pick on, he was awesome. Mm-hmm. He was just absolutely awesome.
What he's been all year, right?
And the question mark, and I was listening to a national show on the way in here today, and they were talking about how Julian Sayin really, there was question marks on the national level because of the competition that Ohio State has played, right? So you look back on the season, that Texas game, didn't do a ton. It wasn't asked to do a ton in that Texas game, and then put up incredible numbers against what the national perspective was of a weak schedule. And then you get to that game against Michigan, and he shows up like that. And he was 19 for 26, 233 yards. And quite frankly, Ohio State down the stretch had the opportunity to step on their throats and decided we are going to run the ball down their throats, which I loved. But those numbers that he had could have been even better.
Absolutely. They could have. 614-821-9710 is the number. Ron called that number. Ron, you are next on the Fan Call-In Show. OH.
I-O, baby. Man, I love that game yesterday. It was such a roller coaster of emotions. But what really hit the pinnacle for me was in the post-game interview with Ryan Day. I just loved seeing his emotion. He was fighting back tears, and you could totally tell he was. How much this game means to him, means to his family, means to this program. It brought a tear to my eye. I loved it. Just seeing that emotion from my coach, it just meant the world. And I love that the team got this victory for him and for all of Ohio State.
Ron, thank you for the call. Scotty, let's hook Ron up with one of those T-shirts. So, yep. Isaiah, let's get Ron's info there so we can send him one of those Beat Michigan T-shirts. And I think what got him is Jenny Taft mentioned his family. And I think when he started thinking about his family and some of the stuff his family endured just 1 year ago after that game, I think that's what really got him choked up.
Oh, no doubt. And you know what, actually, I want to talk about this, too, because, we're watching the game, getting ready to settle in for this incredible game. And he does that pregame interview with Jenny Taft, and he talks about how this team is going to open it up. This is he said they are going to be attacking from the jump this time. Now the jump, it wasn't exactly the best first jump in the game.
Yeah.
But attacking from the jump, it just was like, all right, here we go. He's recognizing the missteps in the game plan from last year, going to correct it. And that's when I really felt the confidence. You talked about going into the game in the confidence and shaky level. When he made that comment to Jenny Taft of this time we're attacking from the jump, I started to feel it.
And real quick, we've got to go to a quick break, and you guys are blowing up the phone lines. Thank you so much for that. We will hammer out a lot more calls in the next segment. We'd be remiss if we don't talk about the offensive line real quick.
Yes.
Because the offensive line was great yesterday, and there's one guy I want to point out in particular, and that is Tegra Shabola, because Tegra Shabola has gotten a lot of the slings and arrows. If you're nitpicking on this team this year, he's been the guy that's been nitpicked the most. Well, when it was their biggest game, he was on the field the whole time. There was no rotating, and that offensive line was brilliant
Absolutely.
Yesterday.
The amount of time that Julian Sayin had to throw the ball on multiple occasions was absolutely incredible. I'm so glad you brought up the offensive line.
Frank, Dan, Wade, Jeff, Jim, all of you guys, hang on the line. We will get to you next. It's the Fan Call-In Show on The Fan.
A lot of hosts have been on our airways in the past 30 years. Some good, some bad, some really bad. Anyway, Sorry for that. The Fan.
I love a good Hollywood casino party. Scotty Vegas here, and there are so many reasons to party on Sunday, December 7th with us. Watch the college football playoff bracket come out with us at noon. Watch the Browns, Bengals, and Steelers games all at 1 o'clock with us. Then parlay the great food, huge screens, and best big-time prizes at the Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus. You're watching. We're watching. Let's watch together. Sunday, December 7th at Hollywood Casino. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Taking out the trash. Hey, Columbus, this is Zach Bourne.
And Jacoby Bourne.
When it comes to waste service, you want a team that knows how to deliver under pressure, just like Saturdays in the fall.
At Bourne Brothers Waste Services, our team is built on toughness, teamwork, and consistent execution.
We're the most reliable and customer service-focused waste company in Central Ohio.
Whether it is recycling, trash, construction waste, roll-off containers, front loads, or compactors, we have it handled.
Call now or visit BourneBrothers.com and let us tackle your waste needs.
Taking out the trash.
They're trained. They're prepared.
Let's do it.
They're Ohio's undefeated plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling team. And they're here to tackle your problems. For plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling, there's only one team. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results. Call the Waterworks at 614-232-2222 or visit them online at thewaterworks.com. A proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Hi, I'm Dr. John Runyon from Runyon Dental Group. Are you missing teeth or do you have uncomfortable dentures? Dental implants can not only transform your smile, they can restore your confidence and allow you to eat those foods you love that you've been missing. When I was in my early 30s, I was in a similar situation needing complex dental work and dental implants. I understand all the emotions that you're feeling because I've been the patient and I know that we can help you. Schedule a free consultation today at runyondentalgroup.com. That's runyondentalgroup.com.
Busy schedule? This is Ryan Krieger, and Krieger Ford has you covered. Krieger Ford offers pickup and delivery, or our mobile service van will come right to you. It's fast, easy, and hassle-free. Schedule your appointment today only at KriegerFord.com.
Welcome to Tire Discounters. Oh, hiya, Phantom.
Mike, is it true?
What's that?
Tire Discounters is offering up to $200 off sets of Goodyear tires?
Absolutely.
Plus free alignment and a full synthetic oil change?
You got it.
I'm not one to exaggerate, but that may be the best deal in the history of the world.
But free would be better.
Mike, don't toy with me.
Through the holidays, every day we're open, someone will get their money back on 4 tires.
But I...
Just breathe, Phantom. Breathe.
No purchase necessary. Ends 12/31/25. Visit website for details.
Day 1, the hardest day. The day you hear,
"This is a type of blood cancer."
At the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, we are here to help you move past day 1. To learn more and get help on any day, visit LLS.org or call 1-800-955-4572.
Get ECO.
Every kid deserves new toys at Christmas.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas!
Get ECO.
Eco plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians donate thousands of dollars to Toys for Tots each year. And this year will be our biggest donation ever.
Are you willing to buy a new toy for a little kid this Christmas?
Every Eco location in Ohio is officially a Toys for Tots drop-off location.
And every Eco plumber, electrician, and HVAC technician will be delighted to transport any new unwrapped toys that you would like to donate to Toys for Tots.
Buy a toy for a kid this Christmas?
Or a bunch of new toys.
And give them to any Eco technician you happen to see.
To drop off a new unwrapped toy at the Eco location nearest you, just go to geteco.com for our street address.
Get ECO.
Generous plumbers, Merry Christmas electricians, and buy a kid a new toy this year, HVAC technicians.
GetEco.com.
People can't say enough amazing things about Vanscoy Hair Clinics. Men and women struggle with hair loss every day, and they completely change their lives. Vanscoy Hair Clinics is the only company in Ohio that has PRP, platelet-rich plasma, and the multi-unit hair grafting hair transplant procedure. Go to vanscoyhair.com for more info, or call 614-432-8042. Here's what some of their hair transplant clients have said.
Around 26, 27, I lost almost all of my hair on top. It changed my life in a way
ways that I cannot imagine.
My hair is going to continue growing for the rest of my life.
There is hope that you can do something about your hair loss.
Multi-unit hair grafting gives you 3 times more hair per procedure, saving you time and money. Hair transplants are more affordable than ever, and PRP is a fast, easy, and effective 45-minute treatment for thinning or damaged hair. Call Van Scoy for a free consultation, 614-432-8042, or visit vanscoyhair.com. That's 614-432-8042. Find out what procedure will restore your hair.
Attack and dominate. Morning Juice is on YouTube and 10 TV Plus.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Join Bobby Carpenter and Tito weekdays starting at 6 or watch on demand. More Bobby, less commercials. The Fan. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Still some lingering chances of rain and snow for the morning, otherwise becoming cloudy later in the day, with temperatures getting up right around 40 degrees, but with gusty winds, we'll feel like we're in the mid to low 30s, so make sure you also secure any outdoor holiday decorations. For tonight, lows overnight down into the 20s with mostly cloudy skies, and we start off the work week dry with highs only in the mid to upper 30s. For The Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 weather impact forecast.
There's nothing Bo Bishop can't do well, except find competent co-hosts. Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan. We care about your sports thoughts. Well, at the very least, we'll pretend for an hour. This is the Fan Call-In Show, presented by ESPN Bet at Hollywood Casino Columbus.
12:07 and counting second quarter, 6-3 Michigan leading. Buckeyes are going to go for it. 4th and 5 of the Michigan 35. Christian, Kazmarek, and Claire off the end of the line to the left. Smith wide right. C.J. Donaldson is in at tailback. 4th and 5, Ohio State at Michigan's 35. Julian Sand gets the snap. Back to throw. Sand looks. Sand fires down the right sideline for Jeremiah Smith. Woo! He's got it inside the 10 and into the end zone for a touchdown. Jeremiah Smith, 35 yards from Julian Sand down the right side of the field. Welcome back, Jeremiah Smith. 9-6 Ohio State.
What a couple moments that was during that review, because it just felt like it could have gone either way as far as, whether he had full control of the ball as he was crossing the goal line and how big of a moment that was, because at that point it was 6-3, and if you don't score that touchdown, it is a touchback, and it's a completely different ball game feel at that point. But that was one where it was like 4 or 5 minutes while that review's happening, where it's like, oh my gosh, which way is this going to go?
So when I looked at that and I saw that, at first I was like, what in the world are they doing? What's going on here? Yeah. And then they show the replay, and to me, that's a touchdown all day. I would have felt the same way if that was a Michigan score and you would want them to reverse it as an Ohio State fan, but like that's a touchdown. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it was Jeremiah Smith or if it was Bryce Underwood or one of their receivers. I would have thought the same way. That's a touchdown. So I'm glad they didn't reverse that. I guess I could see how they could have, but that's one of those things where the intent of the rule and the letter of the law kind of get mixed up, I feel, kind of thing.
It was wild because, to be honest with you, I feel like you had to kind of go with what the call was on the field because it was so questionable. Like if they had said, while the play was happening, that it looked like he was bobbling the ball and it was going to be a fumble, and they called that on the field, I think that would have stayed as the call. I think there was no way you could tell one way or the other what the exact right call on that would have been. Hey, let's get to a couple of our YouTube YouTube comments before we take some more calls. One of the comments that I love here is from Julian. He says, imagine your rival winning the Natty and you miss the playoffs for 2 straight years and that you are totally broken as a program. Enjoy that comment. The other thing is,
that's a pretty young Michigan team, though. They had a lot of freshmen playing yesterday. I don't know if they're any good or not and how that will translate the next few years, but when you have that many freshmen playing, I don't know if you're totally broken moving forward.
And of course, we are giving out T-shirts today for some of the best calls. They're Beat Michigan shirts 27.9. They've got the score. They're brand new. You can get your T-shirts available at the Fan Store, 971thefan.com/store. We got a lot of Buckeye shirts. Yeah. I will tell you, I've been in contact with Breaking T. I want a shirt made of Brutus making Script, Ohio in the snow, because that's one of my favorite moments from yesterday, too. Him crossing out the M in the end zone, doing Script, Ohio in the snow. That is a moment where I want that picture for my basement. I want that T-shirt for my body, and I just will remember that for the rest of my life. It's kind of like the Boren picture, standing over Devin Gardner. And I want that. That's got to be in my basement this week. But we are working with Breaking T. There's some questions on some copyright issues we're trying to work around. So we are trying to get that shirt. Maybe we'll have that on next week's show. But we will have the Saying for Heisman shirts that we're giving out today. And we also have that Beat That Team Up North shirts. So call us, 614-821-9710.
Let's head back to those phone lines. Let's go to Frank. Frank, you've been waiting the longest. Good morning. Thanks for calling the Fan Call-In Show.
Tim Buckeyes, I was at the tunnel. I was right on the tunnel, and let me tell you, we beat a team that was pumped and ready for us, and we beat them to a pulp. I'm so happy for Ryan Day. I second Ron's emotions. Man, I talked to you guys last week, and I guaranteed you we was going to win that game. I knew this team was ready. They were focused, and they just went up there and had some fun, if you know what I'm saying.
They did, and I'm glad they did. It was a great win for the Buckeyes yesterday, 27-9. And as Scotty and I talked about, not even sure if it was that close. It felt like they could have kind of named their score yesterday if they wanted to. Let's head back to those phone lines. Let's go to Dan. Dan, good morning. Happy Beat That Team Up North Sunday.
Oh, you got that right, because this is Dan from Toledo that works right on the border.
So there we go.
I can go around today wearing my bright scarlet hoodie and my national champ cap from last year, do some grocery shopping, Christmas shopping, and go out to dinner. And I would have my chest, pounding my chest everywhere, because this is when they cower. This is when they turtle. Up here, they don't know how to take a loss. Like I said, it is different up here. It is not, I come down to Columbus for the games, but on the border, it's war 24/7 every day at work. You don't know what's going to happen. People mouth off about the game all the time. So I can't wait to do my Christmas shopping today. And hats off to Patricia and that defense in the first half. Just, they didn't cave, and that kept us in the game. In the second half, our best defense was that offensive line, just pushing those boys around like they were little boys on the other side, and just opening those holes that anybody could have got some yards. So great day for the Buck fans, and let's just keep this rolling so I can keep having bragging rights up here in Toledo.
That's right, Dan. You know what? You're absolutely right. Celebrate it on the border, and also celebrate some of these numbers, because Michigan had a total of 163 yards of offense. 163 yards. 63 through the air, passing 100 yards on the ground. Time of possession in the game. How about this number? 40 minutes time of possession for Ohio State. Actually, exactly 40 minutes and 1 second versus 19 minutes and 59 for Michigan. Michigan, of course, doesn't score a touchdown. A lot of great numbers from yesterday, but my favorite is probably the 163 yards of total offense. This defense and Matt Patricia, and I spent probably an hour and a half last night just going through watching videos from on the field. Our guys did such a great job providing so much content. Adam King, Nicole Sheeran, awesome job getting so much that they did yesterday. Maybe my favorite was watching Matt Patricia and Ryan Day hug on the field, because Matt Patricia in that defense, 163 total yards, Ryan.
I think the best stat from yesterday is at halftime, Michigan had 108 yards rushing. At the end of the game, they had 100.
Yes.
-8 in the second half. That's my favorite. Jeff, you're next on the Fan Call-In Show. Good morning, Jeff. Happy Victory Sunday.
Hey, good morning, gentlemen. Great day to be a Buckeye.
Damn right it is.
Hey, real quick, I don't know if you guys, in recent history, even all the history, have you ever seen that much scarlet in the big house? It looked like a home game. I couldn't believe it.
I don't know if it looked like a home game to me, Jeff, but it looked about 50-50. Like when they had the shot, the game shot, they're panning, they're looking at the 50-yard line. It looked about 50-50 red to maize and blue in that stadium.
That was incredible. That was absolutely incredible. That shot, especially of the end zone, it just looked like it was, you say 50-50. The end zone view that I saw, like it was just like scarlet everywhere. It was really cool to see. And you brought this up to me during the break. It's like, as a fan, it's almost more fun to go on the road and win that game at somebody else's house, right? And to win that game at Michigan and the devastation that those fans had to feel on the way out. Well, amazing.
I think it's got to be better as a player, too. Like, if you're a player, to go up there and win, I think that would be the best.
We talk about Ryan Day. Let's give a little bit of credit, too, because I think this made a ton of sense, is getting back to the routine. When they talked about this earlier in the week of, hey, we're going to get back to this being the routine of a normal game week, I thought was absolutely spectacular coaching by them and decision-making by them. Treat this, take the flight up. You know, they're used to taking the flight for road games. Let's take the flight up. Let's change the schedule around to be back to normal, not your in the past where you've had different Thanksgiving week stuff. I thought that was a great decision by Ryan Day.
I don't know if it played into it or not, quite frankly, but you know, whatever makes them feel better, whatever gives them comfortability in their head, I'm all for it if that's what works. 614-821-9710 is the number to call. We have got a bunch of you on the line. Hang on. We will get to you next. 2-minute break. Then we're back on the Fan Call-In Show.
Men, it's the holidays, the season of all kinds of hustle and bustle. But if your energy is down, if you aren't sleeping well, if your sex drive is MIA, and you just don't feel like the guy you once were, maybe it's tough to get excited for all the holiday cheer. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, and if this sounds like you may have low testosterone, and if so, this is the season for you to get treated. At Tri-State Men's Health, we're experts in treating low T. If you're like most guys, you'll feel the change in just a few weeks. And truly, the results can be life-changing. You'll have improved mental clarity, your energy will kick up, your workouts will be better, your sleep patterns will improve, and your sex drive will likely heat up as well. So call us, and don't go through another season with low T. Your initial visit is only $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if you start on testosterone the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. That's tristatemenshealth.com. We have 2 convenient locations in the area to serve you, in Hilliard and Westerville.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Billy, your gas light's on. We need to stop and fill up.
No way, Jen. Gas around here is too expensive. We can make it a little further.
Billy, listen to your big sister. You don't need to drive all over searching for the lowest gas prices. Do what I do and use Upside.
Upside?
Do you live under a rock, Billy? Upside is the hottest cashback app out there. It's free to download, and you get real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy. I use it all the time, and I've already made around $200.
You can make that kind of cash back just for buying the gas you have to buy anyway?
Yes, I'm looking at the Upside app now, and there's a gas station at the next exit offering 25 cents per gallon cash back.
Okay, I'm stopping to download Upside and fill up my tank. Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code FRIEND to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code FRIEND for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code FRIEND for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
During this 10-second promo, Rothman will lose money gambling on something.
People like you come here and blow the family nest egg that built this town.
Rothman and Ice.
Weekdays from noon to 3.
The Fan. Back to the show of the fans, by the fans, and for these crazy fans. The Fan Call-In Show. Presented by ESPN Bet at Hollywood Casino Columbus.
Brendan Ennis will go wide to the right with Carnell Tate and Max Clare. Jeremiah Smith flanked left. C.J. Donaldson tailback to the left of quarterback Julian Sand, who's in the gun. 3rd and 3, Ohio State at the Michigan 4. Center Carson Hinsman in position over the ball. Sand gets the snap, looks to throw. Sand delivers, caught by Ennis into the end zone for a touchdown. Brandon Ennis on a 3-yard passing play. Brandon Ennis gets his 3rd TD catch of the season, and Ohio State a 16-9 lead over Michigan.
What a 3 touchdown passes from Julian Sayin. All 3 of the receivers, Carnell Tate, Jeremiah Smith, and Brandon Ennis there, getting one from him. I love that Ohio State, and they ran the ball well yesterday, but I love that they stayed balanced, kept their game plan from the whole year, and let that Ferrari rev up a little bit in the cold, in the snow yesterday. 614-821-9710 is the number. Let's go back to the phone lines. Let's go to Jim. Jim, good morning. Happy Victory Sunday. Hold on, Jim. I'm going to put you on hold, let you get that phone taken care of there real quick. We'll come right back to you. Let's go to Brian. Brian, good morning. Thank you for calling the Fan Call-In Show.
Hey, good morning, fellas. Coffee tastes a lot better this morning, doesn't it?
I'm sure it does.
Hey, listen, the things I wanted to say is obviously Sayan and Smith and Tate and everybody played well and everything. That offensive line was phenomenal yesterday. I'm not sure Sayan got knocked down the entire game at any point. Yeah, and then really, I mean, as great as we play on offense and everything, that defense is just great. And Caleb Downs, wow, what a game. I mean, the reason why you don't hear his name is because nobody throws to him because his guy's covered all the time. But yeah, and one other thing I wanted to tell you guys real quick. I like the idea of the Brutus picture and the to put on my office wall as well.
Yep.
But I think we can put a little comment underneath that, say Brutus had more time in the end zone than the Michigan team did on Saturday.
Oh,
he sure did.
I love it. You know what? Let's hook him up with a shirt. All right, that's a great comment. Great way to end the call there. We are going to hook you up with a Beat That Team Up North shirt, which our friends from Breaking Tea has sent to me. Has the score 27-9 on it. Yeah, that was spectacular. The fact is, you know, winning that game yesterday, and you look at what's going forward for Ohio State, because you're right. Let's celebrate and enjoy yesterday, but let's look forward a little bit to what's to come, because you've got a game against number 2 Indiana in Indianapolis that's going to happen in 6 days, and you're going to go for that Big Ten championship game. And guess what? I think you're also going to be going for the Heisman Trophy, because I do believe that if Julian Sayin outplays Fernando Mendoza, there's a great chance that Julian Sayin is going to win the Heisman Trophy. And then you have the fact that Ohio State has the opportunity this year to go 16-0. That would be the ultimate, right? You last year through the playoff run, you had the 4-game stretch. That's the greatest 4-game stretch in college football history. Mm-hmm. But then you have the opportunity now to go 16-0 and win a national championship. When you go back to back and you do it at 16-0, incredible. So yeah, yesterday, amazing. We had so much fun with it, but it also gets me just so excited about the next 6 weeks and what's going to be happening.
Let's go back to the phone lines. Let's go to Alex. Hey, Alex, good morning. OH, my friend.
Good morning. Thank you guys for taking my call. The 2 things I wanted to shout out is that it's just funny to me, the bias that I'm hearing from the national media, because if you go to like one station, let's say like NBC, there's no discussion whatsoever about Jeremiah Smith's touchdown. It's a clear touchdown. But if you go on any kind of ESPN type thing, all they're talking about is that it wasn't a touchdown, it should have been overturned, and it's just laughable at this point, the bias that I hear from ESPN. To me, it was like a no-doubt touchdown in my eyes, but I don't know what they're seeing. And the other thing is, I wanted to shout out about Indiana is that, you know, this is going to be a test. It's going to be the best offense we'll probably see all year, including the playoffs. But I have no doubt in my mind that Ohio State's going to win comfortably. Julian Sayin's going to outperform Fernando Mendoza, and he will win the Heisman. Thank you for the time.
Here's my thing, Alex, with the... There we go. Got it off there. Here's my thing with the Indiana matchup. And Indiana's really good, right? They showed numbers yesterday. Indiana's the number 1 scoring offense in the country, and Ohio State is number 1 in defense. Indiana's number 2, right behind them. I can't help but get the picture out of my mind of that Penn State game where Penn State dominated them in the trenches. And I think Ohio State is going to have that advantage physically up front over Indiana. And I know you've got the early line on the Big Ten championship game, and I'm not sure it's enough, quite frankly.
Yeah, so I like to try and guess at what the line is going to be before it actually comes out. My thought when the game was ending yesterday, I was telling Anthony Rothman, I said, I think this line is probably going to be about 7, and I think you could see it tick up throughout the week. It comes out at 5.5. So the Big Ten championship line, Ohio State, Indiana, is 5.5. Now, I will say this about Indiana, because they have had some eye-popping wins, right, as far as their scores. Putting up a 56-3 win against Purdue, 55-10 against Maryland, 56-6 against UCLA, 63-10 against Illinois. You're talking about 4 Big Ten wins that they had that were 40 points or more, right? That's eye-popping. However, you also look at some of the scores, and you're looking at that game against Iowa, where, quite frankly, they were, I remember this because I had a bet on Indiana in that game. Quite frankly, they were pretty lucky to win at Iowa, and they were extremely lucky to win at Penn State. So they have been all over the board. They have looked absolutely spectacular, and then they've had a couple games where they just got by. So I'm excited. I can't wait to see it. I do think Fernando Mendoza is a great quarterback. He's going to be a top pick in the NFL draft this coming year. It's probably the 2 best teams in college football. It just sets up for the perfect Big Ten championship game next weekend and the Heisman Showdown next weekend.
Let's go back out to our friend Jim. Hopefully the phone situation with Jim is better now. Hey, Jim, thank you for hanging on with us here.
Well, thank you, sir. Thanks for having me. Gate 14, row 44, seat 1 yesterday. And thank God I parked up at a church on top of the hill, because I'm just going to give you a little insight on how tough that ticket was yesterday. Announced crowd of 111,000, and I've done this a lot as far as scalping. When I got to about kickoff, there were 2 single tickets left on resale, one for $675 and one for $750. And I wasn't going to do that. And I found a scalper out there, and he asked me $400. I said, I'll give you $150. He gave me the ticket for $150. My seat was actually right in front of where Jeremiah made the touchdown catch. But just a couple of observations about the game. When Michigan only got the 2 field goals, I got a sense of the inevitable sitting around all the Michigan fans that they were overmatched. And from the mid-second quarter on, I think the fan base for Michigan just kind of knew that physically Ohio State was just wearing them out. There was nothing Michigan could do. Probably this is a good telltale sign. The most upset I saw any Michigan fans get was when the Ohio State band came out and played, did the script Ohio. They went absolutely insane over that. But other than that, I would say it wasn't a 50-50 red crowd, but where I was sitting in front of Jeremiah, in front of Smith, on the touchdown catch down in that bottom area, end zone area down there, that was a fair assessment. I bet that was about 50% Ohio State down there, from where I was all the way around to the other side of the end zone, to where the players jumped into the crowd after the game. It was a surreal environment. I had tears in my eyes. I'm just so blessed to be able to come back from Florida and just see the brotherhood and just see the togetherness, the kind of quality of kids that Coach Day and these coaches recruit, and the people he surrounds himself with now. So that's just my observation. Appreciate y'all. Thank you.
We love the perspective from Ann Arbor. That's awesome, Jim, that you got in there. And it's also awesome. You mentioned drives. We got to talk about the 20-play, 81-yard drive that took up 12 minutes in the fourth quarter, where Ohio State just ran the ball down their throats. We can talk about Julian Sayin and the wide receivers and slinging it all over the place, but Michigan knew on that drive that Ohio State was going to run the ball and run clock, and they could not stop it. And there's been so much criticism about Ohio State in past years against Michigan that they were beat up front. Well, guess what? The Ohio State offensive line dominated, and that drive was incredible. And that's a drive that we're going to remember for a very long time.
You know this well. That was an old school Hilliard-Davidson type drive where you get the ball and you take it down the field, the whole quarter's gone, and you score some points, and the other team doesn't even touch the ball. Casey, Randy, Vaughn, Randall, Blake, all of you guys hang on the line. One more segment of the Fan Call-In Show coming up next on The Fan.
Winners of the prestigious Platinum Microphone Award every year, given to the best radio station in the world. No need to look it up. It's real. The Fan.
Technology is meant to connect us, but when organizations rely on disconnected systems and outdated platforms, it's no wonder teams struggle to move as one. Plant Moran joins your team to close the gaps between strategy and execution, and between your people and your technology. Together, we design smart roadmaps and modernized systems so you can streamline operations, access accurate insights in real time, and become AI ready. Plant Moran, your goals and tech strategy in sync.
Ooh, winter's coming. And when the wind starts to blow, don't come inside to the cold. Open the door to peace of mind with your Waterworks and Header Precision Furnace Tune-Up and Energy Savings Plan. Your furnace is the heart of your home, and Waterworks and Header will have yours running at peak performance throughout the winter. Plus, you'll save on those energy bills too. Go to waterworks.com and schedule your furnace tune-up online. Waterworks and Header, heating, cooling, and plumbing, together to serve you better.
Save big on everything for your next project when you shop at Menards. Transform your home with Shaw Vinyl Plank Flooring. The Hillcrest series is waterproof and offers superior protection to stains and foot traffic. Pick it up today for $279 per square foot. Now through December 7th. Save big money on all Shaw Vinyl Plank Flooring at Menards. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for more great deals happening this week.
Hey, Max, you look absolutely dashing in that purple tie. Ready to harness the world?
You bet, Daisy. I'm ready as I'll ever be. And might I say, your purple tie really pops with your vest.
Thanks. I almost went with a cape, but didn't want to come across as pretentious.
Nonsense. Anyone in our line of work should rock a cape.
You might be onto something, Max.
Phew, so here we go. First day on the job. We've got this, right?
Right. Don't forget, we both graduated from Dogs Inc. with honors.
Which means I can guide my human around a busy city with ease.
And I can give my human a restful night.
I hope my human is kind and loving.
And I hope mine likes wet kisses and zoomies.
Ready to make a difference?
Born ready. Let's go.
Discover how extraordinary dogs like Daisy and Max change lives at no cost to the recipients. Visit dogsinc.org.
My name is DeMar Hamlin. I play for the Buffalo Bills, and I play safety. CPR saved my life. I've teamed up with the American Heart Association as a national ambassador to help create a nation of lifesavers, turning bystanders into lifesavers. Through CPR education and access to AEDs, nearly 3 out of 4 cardiac arrests that don't happen in hospitals happen in homes. Join me to ensure everyone has the chance to live longer, healthier lives. Visit heart.org/nation.
Timmy Hall and AI Common Man again for Hollywood Casino Columbus.
We've got game day watch parties every Saturday, plus your chance to earn big bucks. Mikey Likey.
I like it. You can earn tier points by playing all throughout November, and on Black Friday, you can win up to $100,000.
And you good, clean boys and girls can drop off a non-perishable food item every Tuesday and win up to $5,000 in Penn slot play.
Become a new member of our rewards program on the Penn Play app and get a $20 dining credit. Doggies. Must be 21 and over. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hi, I'm Dr. John Runyon from Runyon Dental Group. Are you missing teeth or do you have uncomfortable dentures? Dental implants can not only transform your smile, they can restore your confidence and allow you to eat those foods you love that you've been missing. When I was in my early 30s, I was in a similar situation needing complex dental work and dental implants. I understand all the emotions that you're feeling because I've been the patient and I know that we can help you. Schedule a free consultation today at RunyonDentalGroup.com. That's RunyonDentalGroup.com.
People can't say enough amazing things about Vanscoy Hair Clinics. Men and women struggle with hair loss every day, and they completely change their lives. Vanscoy Hair Clinics is the only company in Ohio that has PRP, platelet-rich plasma, and the multi-unit hair grafting hair transplant procedure. Go to vanscoyhair.com for more info, or call 614-432-8042. Here's what some of their hair transplant clients have said.
Around 26, 27, I lost almost all of my hair on top. It changed my life in ways that I could not imagine.
My hair is going to continue growing for the rest of my life.
There is hope that you can do something about your hair loss.
Multi-unit hair grafting gives you 3 times more hair per procedure, saving you time and money. Hair transplants are more affordable than ever, and PRP is a fast, easy, and effective 45-minute treatment for thinning or damaged hair. Call Vanscoy Vanscoy for a free consultation, 614-432-8042, or visit vanscoyhair.com. That's 614-432-8042. Find out what procedure will restore your hair.
How many different ways can you consume morning juice? Let's see. Live on YouTube, live on the Fans HD3 podcast on demand, and on 10 TV Plus. It will send Bobby right to your house.
Weekday mornings from 6 to 8.
The Fan. All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. The Fan Call-In Show, presented by ESPN Bet at Hollywood Casino Columbus. The show that allows you, the sports fan, to be the star.
Tate will go wide to the right with Jeremiah Smith. Two tight ends on the left side of the line, Claire and Kazmarek. Now Kazmarek motions to the right. West in the backfield next to Julian Sand, who fakes the handoff. Sand to throw from the 40. Steps up and shoots that one deep down the middle of the field. Carnell Tate. He's got it to the 5 and into the end zone goes Carnell Tate. 50 yards through the air. Julian Sand to Carnell Tate. His 8th touchdown catch of the year. And it's 23-9 Ohio State.
It was an absolute dot by Julian Sand, too. And, Scotty, I don't think this is crazy to say. And Ohio State has had so many of them that have been so good. I think Carnell Tate is the best deep threat at wide receiver Ohio State's had since Devin Smith.
Fair. It's a fair comment. I was in Pittsburgh over the weekend, and we were kind of looking up stats and looking up Tate's. I think he's averaging about 18, 19 yards per reception. Mm-hmm. And we're just looking at it because he's so good at catching that deep ball. It's incredible.
All right, guys, we got a lot of you to get to here in the final segment. Let's get back to the phone lines. Let's go to Casey. Casey, good morning. OH.
Hey, IO. Good morning, guys. How are you?
We're doing great, bud.
Hey, I'm driving back to Illinois from a victory yesterday. It's always sweeter driving back after a victory. Hey, I want to give some love to our captain, Brandon Ennis. I've been really hard on him this year, like a lot of Buckeye fans are. But I'll tell you what, the second half of the season, this guy's been showing up. He's been dependable, and he's exactly what we needed out of him in that spot. And I just could not be more happy for him and for all the Buckeyes and Buckeye Nation. It's just great to see him coming together in that role that Brian Day has put him in and kept him in. And even when he was having some, bad plays on punt return and so forth, Dave's like, nope, he's my guy. I'm sticking with him, and I'm just happy to see him having the success that he's having.
Casey, real quick, did you say you were at the game? You drove in from Illinois?
No, I drove. My family's from Findlay, Ohio, so I drove in to spend some time with them and watch the game there, and now I'm driving back this morning.
Oh, well, I mean, still, you're making that drive. That deserves a shirt, so hang on the line, and Isaiah will get your information. We will get you one of those T-shirts. Let's go out to the phone lines. Let's go to Blake. Blake, you've been waiting for a while. Good morning. Thanks for hanging on the Fan Call-In show.
Good morning, guys. I just wanted to give you my take on the game. The game plan Ryan Day had was spot on. It was just a couple of years ago that he was complaining about the new running clock not giving as many plays in a game. I think he's got to figure it out now. It's not about getting more plays in. It's about getting less. It's about moving the chains and controlling the clock. And he had a good balance of pass and run. Great job. Great job, guys.
Thank you for the call. I believe that was Greg. Thank you, Greg, for that phone call. Let's go back out to another one of our loyal listeners. Let's go to Vaughn. Good morning, Vaughn. How about them Buckeyes?
How about them Buckeyes? Once again, no Georgia talk. Georgia talk only happens when Ohio State plays Georgia. So we're going to go all in on the Buckeyes.
We're going to be on that collision course, though, Vaughn. Yeah, possibly.
I can't wait. I have more confidence in the Buckeyes than I do my Dogs, especially after that slow grind against Tech. But we just play it so slow. Ohio State's starting to do that, too. I'm not allowed to say anything bad about Coach Day because he won the game. But I think it's a mentality thing because the score, beggars can't be choosers, but it could have been so much higher than 27-9. And I guess it appeals to some of our fan base that we milk the clock and play it slow, but only 10 points after halftime. That's not going to cut it against Indiana. It's not going to cut it against Georgia. So when I talk about concern level for next week, the only reason we're concerned is because Signetti has that mentality. I don't care if it's 4th and 7. they know they need to score points, so they're going to go. Michigan was a subpar team. So, yes, you can dominate and control the clock like you did against OU, like you did against, Rutgers, random teams like that. But I just want that mentality to show, and I don't want us to have to take a loss for that mentality to show that. Once again, they said it on the fan yesterday. We have a Ferrari for an offense. Let's drive it. And, 3 touchdown passes is amazing. The pick was kind of scary. I'm sure Bo could have got in. I know you guys have talked about running it around the goal line. We got stuffed a few times. Maybe we just keep throwing it. But, it was a great showing. Go Buckeyes.
Vaughn, appreciate the call. I will speak to not putting up more points down the stretch. I think there's a couple things that came into play there. One is the weather, right? I mean, you're in the fourth quarter, you're looking at a game where it's snowing pretty good. And so it's like, okay, the one thing that can let Michigan back into this game is a big mistake, right? So they decide, okay, we're going to pound the ball. And let's be honest with you, that 20-play, 81-yard drive that ended up in the field goal was one of the great drives for Ohio State this year. And I know it only ended up in a field goal, but it took 12 minutes off the clock when you're up in a 2-score game. It was perfect football. Yeah, you're not putting up 40 points in the game, but weather dictated, hey, let's dominate this game on the ground in the fourth quarter.
And I understand what he's saying, but if the other team doesn't have the ball for 12 minutes, they're not scoring.
Correct.
Right? And as long as you cap that drive with points, you'd like to get a touchdown rather than the field goal. Absolutely. But if you put points on the board, that's 12 minutes where you got points and they didn't have any. I can understand both ways. I think it's going to work out okay for Ohio State, especially, like I said, next week, a game where they should be able to dominate physically.
One thing I want to say about Indiana, too, before we get to our last call, is Indiana does have the best win in college football this year. Okay, because I think perhaps the 3 best teams in college football are all in the Big Ten. Ohio State, Indiana, and Oregon. And Indiana went to Oregon and got that win. So I think they've got the best win in all of college football. We can't overlook that.
Randall, you will be our final caller today on the Fan Call-In Show. Randall, O-H.
I-O.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, I appreciate you taking the call. Just wanted to kind of paint the setting yesterday. We had our family Thanksgiving, small family. I got a 3 and a 6-year-old, so got to hang out with my dad, watch that game with the kiddos, sitting on the couch, jumping around, running around crazy, and get the first win that they've actually been able to see over Michigan. So that was super special and important to me to have my dad there and the kids there. One thing I wanted to add on to Vaughn's call that we just heard, and great call, great thoughts, but hey, Cignetti has to put up those points and have that mentality when you don't have a defense like Ohio State does. Let's just start there. Ryan Day has so much confidence in this defense. He's not worried about running the score up and putting 40 points up, even against Michigan, because he knows those guys on the other side are ready to go. And
Randall, so sorry we had to cut you off there because we've got to go. But if you have more calls, Scotty and Dave, they're coming up next on The Money. They will open up the phone lines for you as well. Ohio State got the monkey off their back. They beat Michigan. Thanks, everybody, for calling in to the Fan Call-In Show.
If you haven't thought about Buckeye football today, I'm sorry to tell you that you're dead. Our condolences.